Okay, I think that
I don't know what Andy's trying to mouth at us.
I think that's good.
Hi, I'm Carly.
And I'm Shea.
And welcome to our third episode of
Kicks and Giggles.
A shoe review or running review made by women.
For women.
Wow, we didn't even plan
Wow,
that.
that's good.
Good job. Good job, Shea. Okay, today is a really fun episode because we get Shea's race recap.
Woo!
Shea, what race did you? Well, I guess it's kind of been like 2 weeks.
Not quite.
Since our last episode, though.
Oh, yeah.
Since our last
Yep.
episode.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll talk about what have you been up to?
This past weekend, I raced Gorge Waterfalls 100K in Cascade Locks, Oregon.
How'd that go?
It went well.
How well?
Very well.
Shea's the winner,
First
Shea's the
place.
winner, Shea's the winner.
It was a very good day. Yeah, and it was beautiful weather. So,
And why is that race really important to you?
it's important because it was the world's qualifier for the long trail event at the World Mountain and Trail Running Championships in September.
And how long? So I know we talked about this last episode a
Yeah.
little bit, but just remind us, because it's long distance, they all have these kind of silly
Yeah.
names. How long is long distance at Worlds? Where is Worlds? When is Worlds? Are you excited to go?
It's 80K, so about 51, 52 miles and around 19,000 feet of climbing, and it's in mid-September in Confranc, Spain, in the Pyrenees.
Okay.
So I'm very excited for that.
So you ran this race to qualify for this, but do you have anything else that you're training for in between?
In between then, I will be running Western States, June 28th.
Great.
Yeah.
And we also have to show because we have lots of props today.
No. Oh, you hit it back there.
Shea got a red, white, and blue tick. I'm going to hold it over her. And then if you want to chant with me, the chant is U.S. Shea. U.S. Shea.
Thanks,
U.S.
Carly.
Shea. So anytime you see her in the wild, you can yell that at her and she'll be slightly embarrassed, but we're all really proud of her.
This has been going on for the past week. So.
Loves it. Okay, Shea, tell us some stuff about your race. So what time did it start?
Started at 5 a.m.
Was it dark?
It was still dark, so we had to run for about 75-ish minutes in the dark with headlamps. But that was kind of fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also see, so I own a headlamp, but I don't really run with it unless it's winter. I noticed at the start that everyone has like baseball caps backwards with their headlamps on. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, because I mean, you're probably gonna want a hat later in the day, and but if you have it with the brim facing forward and your headlamp on top of it, the brim will block your headlamp beam.
Okay.
So like cuts it off so you don't get
So
as much
how
light.
many people were in this race at the start line approximately?
I think for the 100K there was over 400.
Okay, so you all start at the same time, so they're kind of like headlights going everywhere?
Yeah, and it's pretty cool. I've seen some videos from the first aid station in the dark, which was like 6 miles in, and you could just see a headlamp train like weaving its way down. Yeah.
Okay. And then I also noticed that I saw your aid station transitions, but at the start you didn't have a pack or anything. You just...
Yeah, since the first crude aid spot was like 6 miles in, I just took a handheld because that was fine. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. And so I know our very first episode was talking about the La Sportivo Pros.
Yes.
Which Shea actually did end up wearing. So how many miles do you have on these now?
That's a good question. More than 62. But they were great. Like honestly, these were probably one of the better options for this specific course and terrain because it was muddy in sections but also super rocky, and the fact that it doesn't have a plate in it makes it flexible. So
Do you have any updates on the shoes then besides this? You've obviously put more miles on them. You ran through waterfalls.
Yeah, I got one blister on my big toe, but other than that, like they worked great. Like
Hey, you didn't even show me your
time.
blister. Sometimes you get blood blisters, you show me.
Well, it's kind of still like
been that bad.
healing, so it wasn't that bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything
went
else?
down.
Did your shoes come untied?
They did not.
Did
Thankfully.
you change your shoes?
I did not change my shoes or socks. Speaking of socks,
What socks did you wear?
I wore darn tough socks.
Did you wear this color wave?
I actually did. These were like, these were the exact colors that I wore. Courtesy of Andy. Thanks, Andy.
And I also have a lot of these socks.
I love these socks.
Anything?
We're not sponsored. We just like these. Yeah.
We're just talking. We're just going to talk about things that Shea used at Gorge Waterfalls.
Yeah.
Things that might work for you for 100K.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess here.
Okay, great.
Here, put on a sock puppet.
What do you? Oh, sock puppet.
I don't know. What else? What else do you have to say about these socks? You've worn them for a lot.
Yeah, I mean they don't like roll down. I don't ever feel like.
Do you like high? Do you like the high socks?
I do like the high socks because you don't get as much stuff.
Okay. So that's a problem. Does this help too?
Yeah, the gaiter helps. Did not get dirt or anything in my shoe.
Do yours have holes in them?
Not right now.
Okay. Have you ever sent them back?
I have not. Have you?
Okay, yeah, it's really, really easy. You just like mail them back. Ooh, I have like a section in our closet for darn tough socks with holes.
So
and then when there's enough of them, yeah, we just compile them and we get new ones, which is
sweet.
Great for us. Okay.
That's good to
I
know.
also like these socks. I run in specifically this color wave.
And you like the high too?
I like the high as well.
Even for like track and road?
Yeah, because I feel like lower socks like fall down, they end up by your heel and then you get a blister.
Exactly.
They have to be like, I also like the like ones that are this high, but I was told those were dorky.
What?
So I don't have that many of them.
Who's saying these things?
But yeah, I don't want them around my heels because that's uncomfortable when you run. So yeah, these socks are great. Where's some other things? Let's talk about
Just the race in general.
what do you think about when you're racing?
Sometimes nothing. And
Just
those are
nothing.
honestly sometimes the best days. A lot of this race was just kind of like locked in. Like you almost have the blinders on and you're like, there's nothing else outside of this race. And like this
Were you
smile.
like around people?
Yeah,
ever?
because it's a double out and back, you will come across people going the opposite direction. So it is kind of fun because you get lots of support and cheering and you get to high five people and
But you don't like run
say
with
good job.
people.
I was not running
Okay.
with anyone for the most part.
Yeah. Did you hit any low points?
I think like honestly there was one point between mile 20 and 30 actually where I like wasn't as focused and I kind of relaxed a little bit more, but then pretty much locked in for the rest of the race. And I mean obviously my climbing legs felt like they started to fade a little, but I think that was just perceived effort going up.
Okay,
Yeah.
going up a hill.
Yeah, going up.
Man, good thing you have hills now.
I know,
Trained
right? Indiana.
Okay, so what else do you do when you're running for 9
I eat a lot.
9 hours?
Yeah, 9 hours, 14 minutes.
9 hours and 14 minutes? Okay, you eat a lot?
Yes.
Do you want to talk about that at all?
I can talk
Is this where you ask me one of your quiz questions at the time?
Oh, yeah. Let me ask you, first of all, how many gels do you think I ate during the 100K?
Okay, took you 9
And
hours.
I have an answer to this because I kept all my packets.
Okay, it's 9 hours and 14 minutes.
Yeah.
You're probably having other stuff. You started with a handheld.
Yep.
That's all I know. And that
Yep.
handheld probably had some liquid calorie sugar electrolytes with lots of salt in it. And so you probably had, you would have more than 9 because it's 9 hours. But you're also having other stuff. But gels that's a lot, man. I can't even imagine having that many. I think that you had 12.
I had 10 and a half. But I was
What
also
happened to that half?
because I felt like I needed like half of one. It was a 40-gram gel, so it was a big boy.
Oh, so that's like a trick question because they're bigger then.
Well, some of them are bigger, but some of them aren't. Like, here,
So
I'll
10 and a
just-
half.
Yeah.
Okay. Nutrition with
But
Shea.
I also used Goo Octane drink mix, so that has 60 grams of carbs per serving,
Okay.
and I use that like every hour almost.
I wasn't that off.
Yeah, no, you were pretty close. So the gels I used in the race were Science and Sport. It's a 40-gram gel.
How's that taste?
Great. Strawberry lime.
I think I've tried that one and I thought
You
it was
don't like it?
disgusting.
All right.
It's so sweet. That one's like pure, I guess they're all pure sugar.
Have you tried Amex?
I have not even heard of Amex.
This one is more like a liquidy gel, which I prefer. Hence the liquid shot First Endurance. But this one's great because it has 200 milligrams of sodium in it because I am a super salty sweater.
How do you know that?
How do I know that I'm a salty sweater? I've had a sweat test done. Yeah. Yeah. So this is great to bump up the salt. And then also this one.
Do you track your salt for your nutrition in the race?
I mean, I plan it out so I have enough.
Okay. Just based on your sweat test?
Yes. So also precision. 1,500 tablets. This has, contrary to what the number says, it's got 750 milligrams.
You want to guess how long my long runs are on typically?
Hour and a half.
How many miles?
10.
Okay, they're not usually an hour and a half because I want to run that far, but they're normally 10 miles. And maybe I'll have a gel. I've had a gel before.
But you like Morton.
I like Martin's a lot. Okay. I'll add that to the pile.
And you also use a lot of Scratch, right?
After I run.
Oh, I like Scratch too. Yeah.
Sweet. Sometimes have it when I need
Scratch
some water.
is great.
I'll throw that in that pile.
The pile of nutrition.
There we go.
There we
That's the
go.
nutrition.
That's the main part.
I wanted to ask you really about your music. That's what I was trying to get at.
That I was listening to in the second half of the race.
Yeah, you started with headphones.
I started with them, but I didn't start listening until mile 33. Oh,
what?
gosh.
That's so far.
Well,
Why not?
You
just had them?
I didn't need them the first. I didn't need them. I don't know. The first half, I was just kind of grooving.
Okay. So
do you want me to pull up the playlist?
Well, I know one of your songs.
Oh yeah, I listened to this specific song a couple times.
This is Shea's favorite song. And then we're gonna have an ad.
It's because you can't be sad.
We should have pulled this up beforehand. Now you get an ad in here and we don't want to have ads. Okay, just pull up your playlist while this ad's going.
Okay.
But this is Shea's favorite song. So you also have to play this if she's sad. Coming home from work. What was the first time you saw this music video?
This week. For some reason I'd never seen it until you showed me. And it's something.
Okay, how long is your
something.
music playlist?
5 hours, 24 minutes, but I've added some since the race. Because I got to build it up for states.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's eclectic.
So should we just review another Shea product? Where's your other Shea product that you used?
Oh, my headphones. Not sponsored. Have had these.
These are actually Shokz brands.
Yeah. So this is great because you can hear people around you on the trail. And so if like someone's coming up on you or coming up behind you, like you can know to get out of their way. Or if you come to
run faster. Or run faster.
Or run faster.
Okay, have you tested these in any way? Have you gotten them wet?
Yeah.
What's the battery life?
I wore these I had these on me at Black Canyon and I was getting dumped water on.
Okay. And they still worked for Gorge?
They're great.
You ran under a waterfall?
Didn't run under, but it was misting heavily. We did go through some streams.
My Suunto ones.
Oh. How do you like those?
Oh wow, yours are actually a lot smaller.
I have a small head.
Looking. Oh no, they're not.
Oh, and then another song I listened to was Andy's favorite song.
Oh, you listen to Andy's favorite song?
Yeah.
Guess what Andy's favorite song is? Should we just listen to in our headphones?
Well, you got to play it for people.
Put them here on your trophy.
Oh, that's...
Things that Shea used. This is Andy's favorite song. Andy gets to come up every episode and laugh at us as we talk about him over there.
This is such a random episode.
I don't have a Shoe the review.
Anyway, it's Texas Hold'em by Beyonce. And it hit. It hit during the final 10 miles. Let's just say that.
Is there anything else that you use that you want to talk about? We have your Shokz.
I think
we have your socks. We have your shoes. Oh, your watch. Because you didn't ask me what I'm doing this week, but I'll have to tell you.
Tell me what you're doing this week. I want to know. So, or tell the people, because I already know what this is.
I have started an elementary school for homeschool students, and we have 4 of them, and we have been doing math and science 4 days a week with our little... For context, that's what I'm getting. For context, is I was a high school science teacher, biology, chemistry, and physics for 7 years in public school. I never thought I'd be teaching elementary, didn't think I'd be teaching homeschool, but Auntie works with a bunch of the older siblings with tutoring them in math and science, and their school, the younger ones, the 8-year-olds, their school got shut down. So the parents were like, oh, hey, you guys are teachers, can you start an elementary school?
I love this.
For us. So we are in our 3rd week of we need a name. We need a name for this show. Leia, we need a name for our elementary school. It's me and Andy and 4 kids They're 8. We were told initially the first week that they were in first grade, and then we were running with our friend Melissa, who should be a guest on the show eventually, and she goes, wait, they're 8. That is not first grade. I was like, I don't know. That's what the mom told us. Like, I don't know. I teach high schoolers. They're all old. They're like adults. They're like full-grown men with beards. And we did the math, and then we ran. They should be in 3rd grade, but they're crushing it. We're learning a lot today. The really fun thing that we did we have our timers, is we walked over to the track and we did track math, and we made them run 100 meters. We made them run 200 meters, really hard. Only one of them could run the full 200 meters without stopping.
Oh, okay.
And then we did relays.
Wow.
Okay, so typically in track, you might have the 4x1, the 4x100 meters, where 4 people each run 100 meters.
Yeah.
No. We had the 3x3 in 100 meters. So
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Unmeasured eyeball 100 meter 3-kid relay.
Amazing.
Just no batons, high fives. It's great.
You guys are
Tired
such
them out.
I'm sure it was.
They had to do track
they
math.
had a lot of fun.
They learned about fractions. If it's 400 meters, how much of it is 100 meters. We learned what a meter was because we've been working a lot in feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are so good at
So
this.
we've been, Andy and I started I'm an elementary school teacher now.
Big news of the past week.
So if you have an 8-year-old who's not in school, we can take them.
But
And is this the clock? Is this how you timed your
no,
9?
no, I used the Suunto Race S watch, and
Do I also have the same watch as you?
You do.
You do. Whose band is nicer?
I like mine.
Yeah, mine's
Yours goes
dirty.
with more, though.
It's really dirty.
It worked great though. I mean, yeah, I don't really look at my watch too much.
Did you have it fully charged?
I did, and it was only down to 65% by the end.
Okay. Anything else? Wait, actually, if you have your music on those headphones, do you run with your phone?
Yeah, I had my phone.
Okay. Oh, I could track you on your phone.
You could have tracked me. You know my location at all times.
Might be a way to. I can't see the checkpoints. That wouldn't work.
But the cool thing about Suunto, or what I like about this watch, is because it has a race nutrition app thing, so you can input exactly what you plan to take every whatever duration. So every 30 minutes I'll take something, and I can put in exactly what I want to take, so it reminds me to eat.
Oh, when you can't think about what's going on?
Exactly.
Does it vibrate or chime?
It vibrates.
Okay. Okay, so I know we didn't talk about this before we recorded, but I know just previously you had a complaint about that.
Oh, it only goes up to 10 hours.
10 hours or 10 inputs, or what does that mean?
I guess only 20 inputs.
Okay. So.
Yeah, so 20 inputs, which for me, because I use it every half an hour, would only go up to 10 hours.
So I could get you through this race, but not through.
Yeah, so I won't. I don't know. I'll have to figure out.
So what are you going to do? You're going to wear 2 watches? You're going to wear my watch on one arm and your watch on the other arm? And
I'll figure something out. Yeah, but Suunto would recommend making those segments unlimited for putting in race nutrition, because it doesn't work past a certain amount of time.
Okay, I know that, oh my goodness, I don't have the service now if I can see it. So do you, were you worried about getting lost ever?
Kind of, but actually, it wasn't, it was very well marked, and because it is a double out and back, and there's usually someone passing by, I never felt like I was
alone in the woods?
Alone, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you didn't, use the
No,
maps.
I didn't use maps, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I've tried to get them on here, and I'm struggling to figure it out.
Yeah,
or download.
So we have the same watch, and mine has maps. Maybe I'll have to put a little overlay of what the Suunto maps actually look like and what the maps use. But I've used them actually. What was really useful is I did not have this watch at the time, and I was really jealous because I had a watch that only had the maps how yours has, without the turns and everything. And I did a FKT with Meg Cook, and hers luckily had all the little crossings.
Yes, you knew where to go.
There were so many little intersections that if we didn't have her watch, every time she'd be okay, left, right, left, straight, blah blah blah. And if we didn't have that,
you would have been stopped and trying to figure out where to go.
I've actually used the maps quite a bit on here. Anytime I do a trail race, I put the GPX file on here. There's a race in Norway that I did where we're just there's no trees, no vegetation. I'm on the top, and there's a couple little flags, and I was I don't know where I'm going. Everything looks open. There's no trail until I luckily had it on there, so I can see just run to the top however you want. type of thing. Then you'll do like a little overlay of the watch, because I think that's like a really useful feature of these watches.
Yeah, I need to figure it out. Anyway, speaking of races, you have a race coming up.
I do.
Yeah. Tell me about
I
it.
am racing I guess technically it's my 3rd ever 5K on the track this weekend. Well, I guess it's right before the weekend. Friday night, at night. Starting time, I don't even know yet, like 9:30 at night at Stanford at the
late.
Peyton Jordan.
Yeah, that's late.
That's late.
How have you been trying to prepare for that?
I have done 2 runs because normally I run every single day in the morning. So I have now done 2 runs in the afternoon/evening. See how that feels. It feels bad. It feels really bad.
I'm more of a morning runner, so I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. And then figuring out like, what am I going to have like coffee? What am I going to do all day?
Sleep in.
It's really cool because you get to run like under the stadium
that's
lights.
Fun. So, are these shoes over here what you're wearing?
These are not what I'm wearing.
Okay.
Because, these are just a prop to show what one could wear on the track.
This is so light.
Do you think...
This is like
We're not going to review this shoe because neither Shea or I have actually worn these particular ones. They don't even have the spikes.
Why do we have these?
They don't even have the spikes in them right now to show you. But this is just to show you what... Have you ever worn a spike?
I've worn cross-country spikes once.
Well, these are pretty similar.
Yeah. Okay.
But these are the Dragonflies. I'm actually not going to wear these. I'm going to wear the Puma shoes that we showed you last time on the track. But this is just what a spike is minus the spikes. So
it's like nothing.
Well, they are.
It's like a sock.
The last time I tried to wear spikes, though, was in a mile time trial that we put on in Boulder, and I tore my calf.
That's not good.
And the time before that was cross country, and I strained my calf, so I'm not going to wear spikes.
That's probably
a
good call.
Spikes.
Okay.
New out of the box. I wish I could wear them. I'll do some more calf raises or something. And then my only other thing with the Suunto is it took me a long time, so you probably don't ever have to do this. Because you're an ultra runner. But like when you run on the track, I take splits frequently.
Okay, yeah.
So like let's say I have 400s. Run, stop. And I want to see like what time I ran the interval and then my recovery and then do another split. And you can't have like the mile split on for your recovery days and the track split.
Oh, so you have to change it
You have to change it every time if you want it, which is annoying. So I just keep it on splits because that's what I'm going to use.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to like want more often. But then when I do a long run, I don't get any of my mile splits.
Oh, okay.
But you have to change. So there's my other complaint there is, because it did take me a while and I needed Cade to look at Reddit and set it for me. So it would be really nice if there was an easier way to turn on splits and that people know, because a lot of people have complained that you can't do splits on it. You actually can. You just have to change it because it is an important part of a watch.
Suunto, take note.
Those are our 2 feedback items.
All right.
Everything else is great.
Should we go on to quiz questions?
Yeah.
Do you want me to
asking? I guess you can ask me first. Yeah. This is Shea's show. Shea's.
No.
You are Shea.
We have some silly questions to ask each other about the differences between trail and track and road. So.
Should I be looking at them? No.
You can look at them. I'm going to ask you them. What is a drop bag and what items might an ultra runner put in it?
Shea, I've done trail races. Let's say
if you're doing an ultra, what would you put in it?
Let's not say I'm doing a Broken Arrow VK and I need my puffy and my toque at the top because it's going to be cold and I want them to bring my cell phone to the top.
It's like in the middle of a race.
Specific. So a drop bag for you, are you going to tell me if I'm right or wrong?
I don't typically use drop bags
Wait,
if I crew.
Okay.
But if I did, what do
a
you think I
drop
would
bag.
put in it?
So let's say you don't have your crew. You're coming into an aid station. You're gonna have this in it. You're gonna have this in it. You're gonna have this in it. You're gonna have a bottle pre-filled with something.
Okay.
And you're gonna have your vest because you didn't start with your vest. So you're gonna pick up your vest so you can run with it, and you're gonna drop off your long sleeve because now it's hot. And you're going to put your headlight in there, so you're going to exchange things in your drop bag.
That's actually pretty good for, potential items. You could also have mint gum or a toothbrush in there, or depending on how
you're
long
going to brush your teeth.
If some 100-milers, people
did you brush your teeth?
For Run Rabbit Run, I did.
That was over.
Well, that's the point.
Okay.
If your mouth starts to feel really gross from eating gels constantly, that can be a good little hack.
Okay.
But
would you stop to brush your teeth in Gorge Waterfalls?
No. No, not.
Okay, I have seen. We're gonna insert clip of Shea going through the aid station here because this is when I say Shea. This is why she needs to practice strides because you come in. I see you come in sprinting to the aid station. It's like a race car. Tires are off. Vest is off. New vest is on, and Shea is sprinting out of there. So
shout out to my crew. They made transitions easy. But yeah,
and that's why Shea needs to do strides.
We can talk about that later.
See what your coach says about that.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's pretty good. I mean, you could also put in like a blister kit or extra lube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, speaking of
Where
lube.
do you put lube on?
I was going to ask you that question.
Oh, that's my question.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you or where would one?
Where would one?
Oh, here.
Yep.
That's going to chafe. And between your legs.
Yep.
That's going to chafe. And maybe on your feet.
Feet.
Okay, I would not
Also,
put it on my feet.
I put it under my sports bra.
Oh, okay. Do you
Like
chafe like right in the middle?
No, but like the band sometimes.
Okay. Did you
Or
chafe on in this race?
Also your butt cheeks.
Really, your butt cheeks
Yeah.
chafe?
Sometimes.
Okay, I've never experienced that.
Good.
Did you chafe at all?
Honestly, no, it's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have to say what brand you use? Do we have to have a little?
Oh, it doesn't really matter. I use
Okay.
Sport Shield, also Squirrel's Nut Butter sometimes, and put Hiker's Goo on my feet.
Hiker's Goo.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's exactly what it sounds like.
Okay.
Do you want to ask me a question?
No, you have to ask me a question. One more.
Have you ever had to pee during a race? And if so, what did you do?
Did I have to pee? Because you're saying these like wording them like
Okay,
me.
well, you know what I mean. Like
I have never
yes.
had to pee
Okay,
during
so
a
this
race
is the
because my
difference.
races
Yeah.
are too short.
So this is a good
Pee
difference.
before. Did you have to pee? Okay, if so
Yes,
if
of
I'm Shea,
course.
I'm Shea, I'm running for 9 hours,
Yeah.
I'm drinking a ton.
Yeah.
Yes, I definitely have to pee. You just run into the woods. Oh, you probably don't even run into the woods because you're racing. You just pull on your pants right where you are.
No.
Do you do a side sweep?
You can't like just pee in the middle of the trail. There's like people.
You gotta go
I
fast.
mean, you could. There were guys. I
there
came
port-
across some guys that were just like.
Well, that's easy. They
I
have a
know.
hose. So do you only go in porta potties or did you go in the woods?
Well, if there's no porta potties, sometimes there's like big gaps between porta potties. Then you would just go in the woods,
Okay.
like step off trail and go. Luckily, I didn't have to do
here's a
that
question for you,
at
Shea.
Gorge, but
Have you had to poop during a race?
yeah.
In the middle of a race?
Yep.
And do you always have a porta potty?
Nope.
Okay. Okay.
Not always. You wish you do. Yeah, but like, what about? Have you ever thought about situations where there's like no coverage, like it's a desert race, like Black Canyon?
Probably shouldn't say this, but I like peed at the track today, so you just peed. What'd you do?
Yeah, exactly.
You just pee. I don't know. I do the little side sweep.
You're learning all the nitty
I
gritty
do the
details.
side sweep anyway. Okay.
Okay, now you need to ask me.
Okay. Okay, Shea. Maybe these are some easy.
Uh-oh.
True or false? The 600 meters. So, if you're an elementary school student, that is 1.5 laps around a big outdoor track.
Yep.
But as you learned before, indoor tracks are how big? Typically?
Indoor, 300.
Sorry, short track.
300.
Short track.
300?
No, those are oversized indoor
What?
tracks.
200?
200.
Dang, okay.
Short track. Okay, so it's 200 meters. How many laps is that?
200? It's 2.
No, how about how many? It's 600 meters.
One lap is 400 outside. No,
Yeah.
that's 1.5. Outside.
What? And inside?
Inside, if it's
200
200
meters?
meters, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You
So
can,
you just have to
you
go-
can come to my elementary school. The 600 meters is
yeah.
an actual event in indoor track and field. True or false?
I'm going to say false.
It's true.
What? Why do they do that?
Only in indoor, not in
silly.
outdoor.
Oh, in
Not in
indoor,
outdoor.
okay.
In indoor. In
Yeah,
indoor.
Did not know that. Okay.
Okay. So here's my backup question, which I should have asked when you were showing me all your gels. How many gels did I have during the Carlsbad 5000 last week or 2 weeks ago?
One before.
I didn't have
guessing.
any. I don't
No,
have
okay,
any.
I don't know. I didn't think
No,
you did.
I don't have any. I don't need a gel for that. Okay. You are racing
Yep.
a 1,500 meter on the track.
Ooh, spooky.
First of all, 1,500 meter. Is that indoor or outdoor?
Indoor. Outdoor?
Outdoor.
Outdoor. I don't know.
Okay. Would you wear A,
Oh gosh.
tights and a sports bra?
Well, what's the weather?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Keep going.
Buns and spikes.
Absolutely not.
C, Nike Vomeros and a t-shirt.
Let's go with the t-shirt option.
Okay.
Or tights and sports
Not
bra.
super shoes and a tee.
What? I don't want to wear buns.
Or D, what would you wear?
I would wear shorts and a t-shirt. And
Okay.
like, I don't know, some fast road shoes.
Okay, what do you think I should wear?
Oh, 1,500. Do you wear buns? You don't wear buns.
I own
you like
buns.
the half short
Yeah,
tights.
I would
short
prefer
tights.
short tights.
I would go with that.
Okay.
Short tights and a crop top.
And crop top.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely crop top.
Yeah.
Okay, should I keep going? Should I ask you a couple more?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, when you were doing a really hard and fast track workout,
Uh-oh.
is it okay to walk your recovery? Let's say you have like 10 by 400 meters with 200-meter rest.
Yes.
Okay, well, normal Carly would say, yes, I want to stand there. I just want to stand there
like
for the
walking.
recovery. And Coach Andy would say, you have to jog. You have to have an honest jog. So that's a trick question because I want to stand there. Andy makes us do honest jogs. But I definitely walked in my recovery today.
Okay. I probably would too.
Okay, you have another question for me?
Oh, yeah, what do I want to ask you? Yeah, so what would you do if you got passed at mile 80 by a...
Me, again, we're talking about me. I would not be at mile 80.
Well, just hypothetically, if you're
Okay.
in this situation, if you
Okay.
got passed by like a 70-year-old in sandals, jeans, and a Hawaiian
That's
t-shirt,
very highly likely.
what would you do? Would you
Cry. Just cry.
cry? Okay, that answered my question. You want to try to stick on them or like bond?
At
tell
mile
life
80, at mile
stories?
80, I'm already crying.
See if they would
My
adopt
legs are
you.
broken. Oh, they could carry me? Am I like so far out that I can't like stop running? I can't run
Anyway.
that far. Okay, I'm ruining all your questions.
No, that was
me.
perfect.
I can't do that. Okay. These are all true or false questions.
Okay,
True or
yeah.
false? The total prize money in the 2025 this year Diamond League Series is $9.24 million.
That seems absurd, and I want to say false, but that's a very specific number, so I'm guessing it's true.
It's true.
That's insane. You're kidding.
But that's
What?
Total, everyone.
But yeah, like how many people does that get distributed to? Do you know?
No.
I guess it doesn't matter, but that's insane.
Yeah, what is that divided
Wow.
by per person that gets money?
I would say I'm in the wrong sport, but track sounds awful. I'm sorry,
Track
so
is
I'm
so
not.
great.
I don't really care.
I mean,
about
I'm
the money.
spending money on track. I'm not winning any
Okay.
money.
Is that all we wanted?
Yeah.
Is that all?
Okay. We'll
was
be
very
back
chaotic.
hopefully next week with another shoe.
Brain vomit.
Thanks.